for staying with us on The Real Story. Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro has moved into a very influential and high-profile position within the Congress, chair of the Appropriations Committee, and in one of her first actions in that position, she announced a review will happen of law enforcement's response to what happened at the Capitol. She joins us this morning with more on that. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you.
All right, so yes, you were just saying before that this is a complex issue. We know that. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying the whole question of the safety of the Capitol for those people who visit and for members and staff is complicated. It's not just all in one central entity that deals with that safety. You have to keep in mind that we're within the District of Columbia. The District of Columbia does not have the jurisdiction over the Capitol or the White House, and there are probably a few other of the of the government buildings. Then you have the Capitol Police, which is the Capitol Police Force, which really is responsible for the public safety of members and the staff and visitors. And then with regard to the issuance of the National Guard and the use of FBI, that all comes out of the Department of Defense, Department of Justice. So you've got in DC, you've got the Metropolitan Police piece, you've got the Capitol Police, and then you've got the Department of Defense National Guard piece. So what we need to find out there is the outrage that this mob would have breached the Capitol. So, in my view, there was a serious or a massive failure of law enforcement with regard to the safety of the Capitol and those people who either serve there or who work there.
Take us back to where you were. I mean, you were on the House floor when this happened. Mm-hmm. Tell me your reaction and what you saw.
I was in the House chamber. The debate had begun about the verification of the election of President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. And what that process is a state-by-state debate about the electors who were chosen. And as people know, that there were several states that were in dispute because, and it was mostly from my colleagues on the other side of the aisle that said that there was fraud or abuse, and somehow the election the election results were not to be believed. And there were many, many legal entities, just as an aside, that said all of that was wrong and erroneous, that it had been a safe, safe election. The returns were right on, and that there was no fraud, no abuse. So that was a debate. The people on the floor during that debate were representative of the states that were difficult. I and a number of my other colleagues, including Congressman Jim Himes of Connecticut, we were in the gallery. There's a second floor, which is where the House chamber is, and then you are the third floor, and you just as part of the chamber is the gallery, where we were sitting watching the proceedings.
Interesting. I didn't realize that you were in the gallery. I didn't know that. I thought you were down below. So you're watching from above, essentially, as people are coming in, and you're having to they're telling everyone to get down. Take us to that moment.
What happened was a flurry of activity. The speaker, the majority leader, and the whip, the majority whip, they were evacuated. So we knew that there was serious activity somewhere. Capitol Police came in, they said, remain in your seat, be calm, we're going to continue the testimony and the debate. We're getting things under control. Not several minutes later, Capitol Police came back and they said to all of us, the Capitol has been breached. There is a mob, there are rioters in the Capitol Rotunda. We've used tear gas. They're making their way to the doors of the chamber. They asked us to get our gas masks, which I didn't know that until then, until they're under the seats, to pull those out and to take the gas masks out and be ready to use them. I'd never used a gas mask before, and I actually never even got mine on, because shortly after that, they said, very shortly after that, they said, we have got to evacuate you because the mob was at the door. So they started to move us around the gallery to make our way out to a door, another exit in the gallery. In the meantime, on the floor of the House, the internal security barricaded the main doors to the chamber. The mob broke the glass, and there were gunshots, both from the rioters and from the security people inside. At that juncture, they told all of us to drop to the floor. So we were behind the seats in the gallery, lying on the floor, and they told us to remain there until they could help to safely get us out of the chamber. There was a knock on the door that we were supposed to go out. No one knew whether it was the rioters or whether it was the police. When they got it secured that it was the police, they opened the door and they moved us out as fast as we could go. As we were moving down the stairwells to get us to a safe place, on that floor, on the third floor, right outside the door, on the floor were the mob or the rioters, face down with Capitol Police with guns, and so that they were right at that door as they were on the door to the chamber. And then they got us to a secure location.
Wow. All right, we only have about 20 seconds left, but real quick, is it realistic? I know you're supporting 25th Amendment, and you're supporting impeachment from what I understand. Is that realistic?
Well, it's in this sense, there is a move to see how quickly, and you can move more quickly on the invocation of the 25th Amendment, and then to see where else we can go potentially with impeachment. The point is, this was a coup attempt instigated by the President of the United States to overturn an election result that he did not support. And what he tried to do is to interrupt the constitutional process that would certify that President-elect Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris were in fact elected and were to be sworn in on January 20th. He incited the mob. He said he would march with them, and he needs to be removed from office as quickly as we can do that to keep our democracy safe, which is what this was about. We were carrying out the constitutional order for the smooth transition of presidential power. He wanted to thwart that and created chaos and put people, staff, members, anyone at risk, at grave risk. There were 4 deaths in this effort. And therefore, the view is that he needs to be removed as quickly as possible.
We will see what happens. Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro, we appreciate your time, and we are glad that you were not hurt.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, that does it for us on The Real Story. If you want to watch these segments again, head to fox61.com or download the Fox 61 News app and watch The Real Story every Sunday at 10 a.m. right here on Fox 61. Have a good morning.